Welcome back to the Kosmoto channel, everybody. It's your longtime content providers, Fatboy Slim and Longboy Pat, coming back at you with more vintage enduro content. What are you doing, Patrick?
I'm fixing my cases, which I broke and then fixed.
Show us what you did.
Broke again. Well, first we broke it here, so we bought a new case. Then we found that it was cracked, so we welded it. And then the bead weld came out too far on this end, so it hit the clutch basket. The clutch basket. So now we're grinding it down and maybe replacing the clutch basket and also checking the discs for contamination.
And that's that, but that's not why we're making this video today. This is the video that I've been talking about, which will probably be one of my longer videos on my channel, but it's building my new trail bike. As some of you guys may know, and if you don't, go watch the videos. This one had a bit of an accident. Kind of fell off the trailer, kind of got dragged under the trailer. Kind of want to stop talking about that one. And basically, I'm going to be swapping my engine and my wheel setup from the red bike onto the silver bike, and basically building up the silver bike to be a bare bones trail bike for the time being. The red bike is a different story. We're not getting into that in this video, so let's get right into it. I'm going to start by stripping this bike down, taking the engine out, and yeah, basically turning it into a frame. That's going to be fun. Let's get to it. Oh, here's a bit of a crappy development. Took off the oil pump cover, and there's no oil pump. So, nice clean motor, but no oil pump. And who knows where it is. I'm going to try contacting the guy, ask him maybe he has it. But if he doesn't, this thing is destined to be a ported street engine monster that's just premix. Because when you port your engine, the ratios are way off, right, Patrick?
Yep.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even need the oil pump anyway. Sucks, because I like to have the original stuff, but it is what it is. Let's keep going. Alright guys, here's the deal. These bikes, they come with a dual throttle cable. Basically one cable is for the carburetor, the other cable is for the oil pump. That way it can ration how much oil is being delivered to the engine at different throttle levels. Well, whoever touched this bike last, for whatever reason, completely mangled the oil pump cable as well. Not only is the oil pump gone, the cable is just cut instead of being removed quite easily with just a little E-clip that you got to take out from the oil pump. So we're going to cut it because I can't get it out otherwise, and I don't want to waste time on it, and it's useless anyway. So let's go. Phone keeps going off. That's all she wrote. Back to our regularly, I can never say that on a whim, regularly scheduled programming. Regular. Alrighty guys, the engine is out. It wasn't that difficult. Here it is in its home for the next, who knows how long, probably half a year or so, maybe even less. We'll see how things go. The bike is bare. The next step is to take off the rear wheel and kind of build up that rear end, then to take off the front, swap the front out. Actually, the front can be the last thing that I do. After the rear wheel is swapped, I can probably swap the other engine in. So probably what's going to happen. A lot of work, but I'm excited. So let's get to it. So I didn't film it because I thought this was going to be another ordeal with having to cut or torch out the swing arm. But, well, I guess let me show you the issue. Basically, this guy right here doesn't want to come out. So I couldn't take the swing arm off the shock. But what I ended up doing is the actual swing arm bolt came out quite easily. And I ended up taking the shock out from the top and just slid the whole assembly out. So now we've got the swing arm and the shock out. And I can clean it up a bit. And yeah. It's coming along well so far. This, I mean, I don't know how much of an issue that is. I don't think it's a huge issue because I tried taking it out and it's not coming out. I don't think it's going to be an issue. And then when I've got another bike that's built up, then I can tackle that. I'm so done with swing arms for now. I also messed up the kickstand on the red DT, and I want to swap the kickstands over. So I'm going to take a kickstand off this one, throw it on that bike, and then throw that kickstand on this bike. Kind of bend it back into shape. Just keep going, I guess. This is crazy. This is fun. I didn't want to take it apart this far, but I figured I would because when I took the forks out, as you saw, or rather the fork tubes, the steering was a little notchy, which tells me that there's like crap built up, either crap built up or something's corroded, but I think there's just crap built up. So I'm going to throw the bearing balls in the ultrasonic, let them clean up a little, and then I'm just going to assemble it back together right now. I'm not even going to leave that taken apart. I'm going to put that back together right now. So let's get to it.
Yeah, you can see there's a ton of crap there. Lovely.
So I'm going to take those out, clean them, re-grease them, repack them. It'll be mint. Beauty. So while that's cleaning, I'm going to clean out the bearing races. Might throw a light coat of paint on the triple trees while they're off. And it's coming along great. It's coming along good. I really hope this fixes the notchiness of the steering. I think they're just dirty. There's a lot of sand in here. You can tell there's a lot of crap in there. I also got to go change my battery, so I'm going to go do that. Ready guys, I have the triple trees hanging, taped up, and ready to be painted. Patrick actually finished his bike. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. But for some reason I thought you already loaded it up. So he got the turn signals off, he got his clutch cover back on, he got the ugly tail light off. This thing's awesome now. Well, it was always awesome. Oh, and he got it power washed. As you can tell by my dirty ass driveway. I'm just kidding. So yeah, here they are, taped off, ready to be painted. Would you care to take over, please? I'm like painting the garage. It's like not tall enough. And now we wait. While the first coat of the paint is drying, I'm going to clean up the bearing races. As you can tell, they're pretty gross. So. Whoa. This is so gross. Top is clean. That is damaged all around a little bit, but it's not going to matter too much for now. I'm going to rebuild it one day. Now I got to clean the bottom. Alrighty, the bottom is done as well. I'm going to flip it back over and repack it with grease, I guess.
Not that close. I don't think it will pick up. I don't think we'll be able to see this one.
And now we gotta put the rest on. Hi, Roski. You got your toy in your mouth? Hi. Can I have your toy? No, you can't go outside. Go get it. I love you. I'll be inside soon. Come on, go. He just has his toy in his mouth and he's howling. So while the triple tree is dry, I'm gonna wash the frame a little bit. Well, my partner in crime has departed. It is a Sunday after all, so you know we've got work tomorrow. But I am going to paint the handlebars now. Actually, I've been wanting to do that. I do like the chrome, but I kind of want them to be black. So I'm going to paint the handlebars. For some reason, this is having a hard time drying. It's still pretty sticky. Maybe I just laid the paint on way too thick. I don't think I did. But anyway, I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to paint the handlebars. Polished up the bars a little bit, and they weren't in the best shape to begin with, so I am just going to paint them, especially now because I've etched the chrome. I decided to go with the flat black just to contrast the triple trees a bit, but I think flat black should look cool for handlebars. Gonna let that dry. I don't want to do the same thing as I did with the triple trees. But this is looking pretty cool. This stuff is actually drying a lot faster than the what is this actually? Rust-Oleum? No, this is just armor coat rust paint. Yeah, this sucks. High gloss too. Yikes. You can see it is kind of high gloss. That's okay, it doesn't look terrible as long as it's not sticky, which it is right now. How's this looking? I think I got most of it. I'm not sure how many coats I want to do. Maybe I'll let this one dry and then just do one more later. I'll probably do that. So the bars are hanging up to dry with triple clamps, or rather the bars are already dry, but I'm going to give the paint a little more time to settle before I do another coat. I did forget to paint the bar clamps, so let's paint those. I really don't like this armor coat paint. I think that's enough for now. Stuff's really thick. I don't know what it is about it, but hopefully it's okay. All these things will get sandblasted one day anyway. For now, this is just to keep the bike looking decent and stop certain things from rusting. Obviously those things are aluminum, but I wanted to match the steel things that I'm painting. So yeah, this is what happens. You take it apart and you're like, well, while I'm here, might as well make it look nice. Might as well fix this. The fixing stuff is okay because you're actually doing something functional, but aesthetics, that's where I get caught up in. Alrighty, it is several weeks later, and the reason for that is because I had a hard time rebuilding the forks that are going on this bike. The video for that is already out, so you may have seen it, and if you haven't, basically I wanted to swap the forks over from the red DT onto the silver DT, and in the process I uncovered a lot of things that the previous owner did that needed fixing, and it was just a tedious process, but they're good to go now, and the 79 forks are on the red DT as I want them to be in the future. They are superior to the 78 ones, but you know, the 78 ones are perfectly fine, so I'm going to use these for trail riding. So these guys are good to go. The gators are good to go. I cleaned up the wheel. The frame has been touched up with paint. All the rust has been touched up. The swing arm has been touched up a bit as well. Let's see what else. And I got a little board. And I assembled the handlebars a bit. So they turned out pretty nice. Triple trees turned out nice. I printed these plastic caps to go on the bolts just to clean up the look a little. And let's get into assembling because I'm really excited to get this bike on the trails. Want some catnip? So first thing I'm going to do is grease up the bearing race here. It's hard not to get this stuff everywhere. Power ball bearings. Uh-oh. Yeah. It always seems like you're not going to have enough for some reason, and then you just end up having enough. Apparently this you tighten by feel, or something along those lines. It doesn't feel sloppy. That doesn't mean it won't be. If it's loose, I can always tighten it up, right? Definitely don't want to over tighten it for whatever reason. That's gonna tip. No amount of weight now wants to hold it down. Gotta get the wheel in there. This might suck a little. Woo! Oh man. Now I've got to torque down these guys, this guy, all of these guys, these, and center cap there. And I use this guy. So hot, but this is awesome. This guy here is 43 foot-pounds. This guy right here is 18 foot-pounds. These guys right here are 21 foot-pounds. And these top cap bolts are 14.5 foot-pounds. I also 3D printed these caps that go over top these guys. No, I need both hands for this. And I also made one for the center. Need both hands for this too. Forgot to film this because my camera is dying, but the bottom bolts here, or rather nuts, get torqued to 14.5 pounds, foot-pounds. And this guy gets torqued to 47 foot-pounds. And I've got a new cotter pin in there. I did the first side off camera because I wasn't sure how it would work out. But I got some vinyl wrap and I wrapped it around the top of the tubes here. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to have a number plate here anyway, but I'm going to do the other one now. How's it look with the black?
That's good.
Just some vinyl wrap. You can always take it off. People like spray paint it and stuff and it looks terrible. you guys can tell, she's come together really nice. I did have to use one of my nice levers that I got for a future build, but it's the only one that fit, so it's the one that I'm going to have to use. It's only like 25 bucks though, that's what I mean by nice, as opposed to like Chinese $5 ones. Oh man, looking great so far. Looking great. I'm not sure what's next, but I think maybe I could put a fender on just to make it look more like a bike. I think I'll do that. I've got this RT100 fender that I was going to sell, but it is kind of in not the best shape, and I really like the look of this fender on this bike, so I'm just going to live my best life and cut a different hole pattern and use this fender. Oh man, that looks awesome. It does look a little short in the front, but I actually don't mind that too much. Nice. I'm pumped. Well, as you guys can tell, I'm a mess. I am going to call it a night here. For you, it's just going to be a split second, but I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, I'm back in the shop, and it's time to reassemble the rear of the bike, put on the swing arm, the shock, some of the plastics that go back there. I also realized that something is funky with my front suspension, so I want to get the rest of the bike assembled so I can safely work on the front end again. I did do some stuff behind the scenes because it's hard for me to film everything, but I got this airbox out of storage. It came with this bike, but it came in a box of parts, and when I took it out, I opened this cover that goes on here, and I found a mouse nest. So that was really fun and really gross. I'll put a video here of that just because, yeah, I wasn't really filming it, but I did have to film that part because it was super gross. The air filter was like mush. It looked like it was intact, but when you touched it, it was like mashed potatoes. So super gross. Yeah, check it out. So I just cracked open this 1979 DT175 air filter, and I don't want to say something lived in here, but I feel like something lived in here. As you can see, that was really bad, but it's all clean now, it's all good. I did, however, discover that there is a broken tab on it, and I am trying to fix it. I don't know if it will work. I'm hoping it'll work. If not, you know, zip ties, screw it. So for now, I can start putting some other plastics in, and I can start putting the swing arm in. So let's set the camera up and get to it. So now that this is in, I can put the shock through here and mount up the swing arm. So the rear swing arm and the shock are now installed back in the bike. I now need to take the wheel that is in the red DT and swap it out of there, put the wheel that was on the silver DT in there, and put that wheel on here. So that's going to be a bit of a process, but nevertheless, let's get it done. Alright guys, it's time to have a heart-to-heart with you about this video. Basically, as you know, at the beginning of the video, I said that I wanted to make this one full video, start to finish, of me building my bike. However, I think I'm getting kind of burnt out in doing that. There's a lot to film, there's a lot to do, and I think I'd be much better off trying to break it up into larger videos. There's still clearly going to be fairly long videos, but I do think I need to break it up just for my own sanity, and also to give you guys something, you know, so you don't have to keep waiting for just this one thing. So I think on this note, I am going to call it a video. As you can see, the wheel is off the red DT. The red DT is ready to be put back on the ground. Took the chain off, took all that stuff off that I'll be using on this bike, and now I have to go power wash this wheel because it's getting dirty. But yeah, this thing is coming along awesome. I'm really pumped. I'm really stoked for it. So I hope you guys are too. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I apologize that this wasn't the video that I had started out to make, but it is what it is. Life goes on, and I think everybody will be happier this way. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.